When we think of New Zealand, we often imagine stunning volcanoes, majestic mountains, and breathtaking landscapes that look like they belong in a film. But beneath that picture, it lies a history that's far more intense than most people realize. In the 19th century, this country experienced nearly 30 years of turmoil known as the New Zealand Wars. These were fierce political charge and deeply emotional conflicts between Maori communities and British colonial forces. Honestly, this narrative goes way beyond just winners and losers. It's a tale of resistance, ambition, and consequences that continue to shape New Zealand today.
To grasp why these wars unfolded, we need to dive into the ambitions of the British Empire. New Zealand was a treasure trove of fertile land, economic prospects, and a key position in the Pacific. When the Treaty of Waitangi was signed in 1840, it was meant to safeguard Maori authority and rights. On paper, it looked fantastic, but in reality, many of its promises were misinterpreted, twisted, or flat out ignored. So whenever Maori communities stood up to defend their land, the British labeled them as rebels, and the term rebellion became the perfect justification for military expansion and the seizure of Maori territory.
That's when things really heated up. As more settlers poured in, the pressure on Maori land skyrocketed. The small skirmishes quickly escalated into a full-blown war, like the massive invasion of the Waikato, one of the largest military campaigns in the New Zealand's history. The fallout was catastrophic. Thousands lost their lives. Millions of acres were taken, and entire Maori communities were uprooted. Even though the British had superior weaponry and numbers, Maori resistance was nothing short of remarkable. Innovative fortifications named Pa, combined with their deep understanding of the land, made them formidable defenders.
Here's a twist you might not expect. New Zealand didn't gain its independence through a war with Britain. Instead, it was a gradual process, marked by politician milestones. It all started with a local parliament in 1842, followed by Dominion status in 1907, and finally full independence in 1947, with the Statute of Westminster. However, the shadows of colonizations lingered on. English emerged as the dominant language. British laws influenced the political landscape, and the monarch continued to be the head of state. Meanwhile, many Maori communities still grappled with inequality, land loss, and cultural disruption. This is precisely why the Waitangi Tribunal was established to investigate historical injustice and work towards reconciliation and separations for Maori people. It's one of the ways New Zealand is serving to address the wounds of the past. It's crucial to remember that Maori sovereignty didn't begin with resistance. It was already firmly established. Back in 1835, Maori chiefs signed their declaration of their independence, asserting that authority over New Zealand was theirs. So for Maori, the New Zealand Wars weren't merely battles. They were a struggle to protect their sovereignty, land, culture, and identity. Despite enduring displacement, confiscation, and marginalization, Maori identity has emerged as one of the most resilient and influential elements of contemporary New Zealand. So why does all this matter today? Reflecting on colonial history isn't about assigning blame. It's about grasping the truth. It's allowed us to understand how inequalities were formed, whose voices were silenced, and why certain tensions persist. The narrative of the New Zealand War serves as a vital reminder reconciliation cannot happen without honesty. Only by facing our past can we pave the way for a future that is more just, equitable, and inclusive for everyone. Thanks.